What if I told you that one ancient philosopher looked at music, triangles, and the stars and concluded that the entire universe runs on math? Not metaphorically, literally. To Pythagoras, numbers weren't just useful, they were sacred. Like the universe was secretly one giant math equation hiding in plain sight. And honestly, the deeper you look, the weirder it gets. When most people hear the name Pythagoras, they think of math class. You know, the triangle guy. The whole, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But back in ancient Greece, Pythagoras wasn't famous for homework. He was more like a mysterious philosopher guru running a strange intellectual club in southern Italy. Part science lab, part philosophy school, part spiritual cult. Very intense vibes. His followers studied math, astronomy, music, and the nature of reality itself. And the big idea connecting all of it? Those numbers are the hidden structure behind the entire cosmos. Earlier philosophers like Anaximander thought the universe came from something abstract and infinite, something called the boundless. But Pythagoras thought, okay, but what gives the universe order? Why isn't reality just infinite chaos? His answer was mathematics. According to the Pythagoreans, numbers create structure. Numbers create limits. Numbers create harmony. Basically, math is the thing that turns chaos into a universe, which is honestly a pretty bold thing to say before calculators even existed. Now here's where things start getting mystical. The Pythagoreans didn't just use numbers for counting. They believed numbers had deep spiritual meaning. Especially the first four numbers. 1 represented the origin of everything, 2 represented matter, 3 represented beginning, middle, and end, 4 represented the elements of the world, and when you add them together, it equals 10. To them, 10 was the perfect number. Not because of science, just because it felt cosmically complete. Ancient Greek numerology was apparently very committed to branding. Pythagoras also believed geometry revealed how reality is built. Start with 1 point. 2 points make a line. Parallel lines form a square. Squares become cubes. From simple shapes, you get structure. From structure, you get the physical world. It's kind of like ancient Greek Lego philosophy. And honestly, this idea became hugely important later in science, architecture, and physics. But the coolest part might be the music. Legend says Pythagoras discovered that harmonious sounds follow mathematical ratios. For example, a string half the length of another creates the same note, just higher. That ratio is 1 to 2. Other pleasing musical intervals followed ratios like 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. And suddenly Pythagoras realized something wild. Music isn't random. It follows mathematical laws, which led to a crazy thought. If music follows numbers, maybe the whole universe does too. This inspired one of the most beautiful ideas in ancient philosophy, the harmony of the spheres. The Pythagoreans imagined the planets and stars moving according to perfect mathematical ratios, like a giant cosmic symphony. Not actual audible music, more like invisible mathematical harmony. They believed the distances between heavenly bodies matched the same ratios found in music, so in a way the cosmos itself was performing a silent song. Which is either incredibly profound or the most ambitious playlist ever created. One of Pythagoras' followers, Philolaus, even imagined that Earth wasn't the center of the universe. Instead, everything orbited around a giant central fire called the hearth. Even Earth moved around it. And weirdly enough, that idea was surprisingly ahead of its time. Not scientifically correct, of course, but still a major step away from the idea that humans sat at the center of everything. So why does Pythagoras still matter today? Because he helped introduce a revolutionary idea. That reality can be understood through mathematics. That numbers aren't just tools we invented. They might actually be woven into the structure of the universe itself. And honestly, modern science still kind of works this way. Physics, astronomy, engineering, music theory, all of them rely on mathematical patterns hidden beneath reality. So even though some of the mystical stuff didn't survive, the core idea absolutely did. Subscribe for more interesting philosophical stories. Thank you.